facing all this undemocratic stupidity. So we're all here. We need to gather in larger numbers. We need to stand up for our rights. We need to stand together. This is a nonpartisan.
Hi, beautiful people.
Gathering
back at Queen's Park.
Democracy, and this is about Canadian fundamental values. So
this is Kelly
right now,
speaking. I don't know her last name. She's actually a country singer.
Chris
God bless her.
Sky. Everybody.
Woo! Woo!
How you doing? You good? Oh, you look like you're in a good mood. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Hey everybody.
Hey!
I'm actually
Woo!
in a really great mood today.
Woo!
Better than
Woo!
yesterday.
Woo!
Because up until yesterday, I knew we were making a difference, but we never really had the mainstream appeal. And anytime we got any type of mention in the mainstream, it was to belittle our cause, call us fringe, call us racist, whatever else they wanted to say. But yesterday, they had to acknowledge us. Yesterday when Randy came out and he showed everybody that not everybody is working against us. Some people are actually working for us. He gave us hope.
Yes.
But not just false hope. There are others that think like Randy, but they have to do what their party tells them, or so they think. But if they get enough support from us,
Yes.
they're not going to support the guy who's going down. And if you look at Rob Ford's
yep.
numbers, he had about 70% approval rating when this was peaked. Every single week, that's dropping. He's now the lowest approval of any premier.
Woo! People are waking
why
up.
do you think that is? No, it's because of us.
Yeah.
It's because of our message getting out there. And the more he extends the lockdown without justification, the more lip service he pays to Canadians, the more he tries to patronize those that actually know what's going on, the more he exposes himself.
Yeah.
And yesterday was the first time that he had to go on the defensive. He had to acknowledge our existence. He had to try to say that we're insignificant. Right then and there, that shows you two things. We aren't insignificant, and the entire country is about to take notice. Mainstream media gave us about 15 seconds worth of coverage for Vlad. They didn't say any
Wow.
of the important stuff, obviously.
Disgusting.
I was expecting that.
Disgusting.
But if we keep at this, and we keep this pressure on them, more and more MPPs like Mr. Hillier will come forward from opposing parties, from ruling parties, and we will get the support we need to make the difference, not make a difference.
Yep. Yeah.
We need to keep educating everybody. Knowledge is power, and that's why their power is ignorance. They feed people lies, fear. They make people feel ostracized if they talk about it. They use every trick to keep you afraid and to keep you from speaking out. We need to educate people. We need people looking around the world. They have you convinced what they're doing in Canada is the only way, it's the best way, it's for your safety.
Ew.
They don't even mention other countries, like Japan. They had
That's right,
no
Japan.
lockdown.
That's right.
They had the highest population density in the world.
Watch the Corbett
They had more
report,
than 5
guys.
times the amount of people that
James
we do.
Corbett lives in
And
Japan.
they ended their state of emergency with only 850 dead. And no lost freedoms, no economic consequences, no catastrophic consequences whatsoever. But they won't talk about that. They just keep telling you how scared you need to be. They don't talk about Sweden. Never went on lockdown. Sweden actually got mainstream coverage because they were trying to say, oh, they're going to have a resurgence. You're going to see everything's going to go bad. They made the wrong decision. They should have done what everyone else did. Meanwhile, what's the reality? People are enjoying their life. There was no resurgence. They have much higher chance of herd immunity, so a much less chance of a so-called second wave in the fall. With all the data in, there's no comparison. The Sweden model is way better than the Canadian model.
Yep.
It's been proven. Even the World Health Organization themselves touted Sweden as the model for the entire world to follow. Why? Because it respects the balance of human rights, dignity, and freedom, as well as protecting the vulnerable members of society. But it allows the economy to function at a level required to sustain society.
Yep.
That is the key. And that is what they're keeping away from us. And they don't want you to know that there's other countries out there that did this and did it right and doing better than we are. If you look at the states, 8 states never went on lockdown.
Nice.
I bet not 1% of Canadians know that. Every one of those 8 states has less infections and less deaths per capita than the ones that did go on lockdown. And for the ones that did go on lockdown and are now open, they don't have extra cases, extra hospitalizations. All they have is extra economic activity.
Nice.
Until, of course, they started these riots. So now they have something to talk about. They don't want you to talk about the states that are opening. They don't want you to talk about the states that never went on lockdown. All they want to talk about is the United States has a race problem. Completely irrelevant, a 100% distraction.
Many black
And
people are speaking
it's
against this
absolutely
false
disgusting
agenda.
that they would go to that length to try to just pull the wool over everybody's eyes. Everybody
We're not
knows
buying
what
it.
the pressing issue is here. It's called lockdown. It's called the removal of rights for everybody.
Yep.
It's not about racism. It's
Yep.
about everybody.
People are smart. People are not buying it, guys. We're not buying
And
their
the government is subjugating everybody.
false agendas and
I want to give
distractions.
you one more little thing about the small businesses. I read this yesterday and it almost gave me a heart attack.
Come
I
on.
knew about the extent of what we're facing.
Oh my God.
If you look at the breakdown of small business to large business percentage in Canada, small businesses, there's over 1.15 million of them
Yeah.
in Canada.
Yep.
That composes 97% of all our businesses in the country. Large business is only around 2,000. We're talking about tens of millions of people, millions of families, and the people they employ. This is Canada.
Yeah.
Not everything that you're seeing around you. What is Canada as these business owners, these millions of people that put their dreams together to make our country better, not just for themselves, but for everybody. And now this is the target of our government. And make no
Ooh.
mistake, it is a target. If it wasn't, they wouldn't have closed legislature for absolutely no reason. They wouldn't be telling us. They wouldn't be telling us that
Nice.
our justification is what the experts said. They would actually be giving us the data, telling us the truth, and they would be letting us off the hook. They would tell us, you guys did great. Our hospitals are empty. There's
Yep.
no mass infection.
They've
There's
always
no
been
mass
empty
death.
since this whole thing
We
started.
want you guys to go back to work. We want you guys to go back to the new normal.
To
But they're
the
not telling you
old
that. They're
normal.
saying our new normal is more lockdown, more restrictions, restrictions for our children in schools, and you're not going to get any sense of normality until you accept the vaccine, which
Boo!
may or may not come for how many months, or may not be effective.
We are not interested in any vaccine.
So-
We do not want any vaccine.
More than likely, it'll be just as effective as their flu vaccine.
Right.
And we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Boo.
Point
Disgusting.
is, everything they're doing is for the wrong reasons. People know that. People
Yep.
are aware now.
Yep.
Randy Hillier yesterday tabled an amendment that brings accountability to the government. It's a justification accountability amendment. So the next time they try to extend our lockdown, and we say, hey, Doug,
God bless
why are
that
you
man.
locking us down? You can't just say, oh, the experts, hey, I told you the numbers. They told me cherry cheesecake.
Oh,
You can't do that. Now, they got to show us the data. They got to show us the reason that they believe it's in our best interest and in the best interest of Canada to keep you from being able to work, to keep you from being able to live your life. And they're not going to be able to do that. Every day, like I've been saying every freaking day, more and more businesses, I've been told, are going under. Staples of the community. I don't want to mention names because I don't want to give them bad publicity. But these are places I know you've all heard of,
Yep.
and I know you're all going to miss.
Nando's
And they're going to be gone
chicken,
forever.
for example, guys.
You know what they're going to be replaced with?
So sad.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And remember, there's over 1.15 million people in that position. That's what we're up against. This isn't about just our rights, our freedoms, being able to leave the house. This is about the fundamental fabric of what makes Canada Canada, what gives us our way of life, our standard of living, and what makes our country the country that everybody around the world envies and wants to come to, wants to live. If we want to retain that status, we need awareness. We need to keep Doug Ford on the defensive. We need his approval rating to drop to single digits. So
Yep. Make some comments on Doug Ford's Twitter, guys.
Again, they're basically digging their own grave.
People are already commenting on Twitter, Instagram.
Greater in human history. I know that sounds crazy.
No, it's true.
But never before have 7 billion people existed, and never before have they had the technology and the coordination to really attack the entire world at once. The amount of lives at risk are astronomical.
Yeah.
This
Sadly.
is literally
An attack on
an end of
humanity.
the world scenario.
It is, sadly.
I don't want to sound crazy, but
No, you're not
if
crazy,
our
brother.
economy crashes and other economies around the world crash, everything we've come to know and love, everything we expect for our children to be able to enjoy the next 20, 30 years is gone. And the future will not be nice. However,
We cannot stand for that, guys.
as
We will
showed
not
yesterday,
stand quiet
we made
and
a
accept this kind of
significant
future.
headway, and we're not going to stop. The movement is only going to get stronger. Awareness is only going to grow, and Doug Ford is only going to look more and more ridiculous.
Yeah, he already is.
Don't be hopeless. Don't be negative. That's what they want. They want to spread negativity and fear.
We
because the reality is,
are not gonna have
we're
that.
about to win. We
Yes.
started winning.
Yeah.
We're fighting
Yeah.
back. We're making a difference.
Yeah.
And really, they have no defense against what we're doing. Because you cannot defend against the truth with lies. All you can try to do is prevent people from hearing the truth, which they're doing a pretty
There's a lot more of us than there is of them.
CTV, Global,
There's-
everyone else.
Yeah.
Who's not
That's
here.
okay. People are smartening up.
That is only going to last for so long. People are aware. People
The
understand.
information
what's
is
going
getting
on.
out faster than
So,
ever.
Their time is running short. Our time is about to come. I want everybody to
Freedom
be happy,
and truth.
and I want everybody to rejoice at the progress we made and the progress we're going to make coming forward. Thank you very much.
Woo!